Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by forwarding a copy to the
sorry.
current. What? Oh,
Sorry.
no.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by forwarding a copy to the Courier News, Star Ledger, and posting on the Township website at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. All in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this meeting will not substantially go past 9:30 p.m.
Roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Present.
Mr. Foster, Mrs. Illis. I see you. I don't hear you, though. I don't know if your sound is working. I'm marking you in, but I'm just letting you know we didn't hear you. Mr. Machado,
Here.
Mr. Moran,
Here.
Mrs. Pogue,
Here.
and Mayor Devaney.
Would you all please stand for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance
To
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So I believe we're starting with a proclamation.
Oh.
And am I also doing that?
I did not have one on the agenda.
Oh, I'm looking at today's agenda and it says number 4, proclamation. So I guess we're moving on.
Oh, yeah, there just wasn't one. Sorry, I just, those
Oh,
are,
okay. All
sorry.
right.
There's
Perfect.
nothing with it. I
And there's
apologize.
no
And I see the mayor is here.
Okay. Oh, I'm
don't
so
know.
relieved. Thank you, Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I tried my best.
Sorry, I don't know where we are, so just give me a second to
Yeah, I'll
find.
continue. Let me know when you're ready. I think there's no conference session, correct?
Correct.
So we're up to the regular agenda, Mayor.
Okay.
Can I, you know what, as you pull in, can I make one comment? So there is just one change in the DPW agreement that I would like to point out, and I will redistribute. It's a minor word change on page 48 of the agreement. So I'm just want to note it that the sentence reads at the very top, no employee may hold multiple titles at any time except the assistant general foreman. The assistant general foreman, and it says shall, it should say may. So that's been updated to read may. That's the only thing that changed. And so the agreement that we are going to consider tonight says may and not shall. Does anyone have any questions or?
Other way around, says shall, it should say
Yeah,
may.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry,
Yes.
sorry, Liza. Thank you.
Sure.
It says shall and it should say may. You will get a new copy with the correct word.
Okay, it sounds like we are in a group now. So can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
I move that the following minutes are as distributed be accepted and approved.
Second.
Public meetings, April 17th, 2025, and May 20th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illis,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran. You're muted.
Andy, you're muted.
I'm that guy.
Okay.
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
All right, now moving on to ordinances for public hearing and final adoption, please.
Angela, I can't find the script. I
Oh.
apologize. And I know that I was supposed to start off. I know I saw that somewhere, but I can't locate it now.
Okay.
I can bills. I move to open the public hearing on the ordinances being considered for final adoption.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can I get a second, please?
Andrew,
I did.
Andrew seconded.
Okay. Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illis,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
Okay, comments on ordinances up for final adoption are welcome during the public hearing. There will be one public hearing for all the ordinances listed. Before making a comment, all the speakers must identify their name and address for the record. Each speaker shall be limited to 3 minutes. And with that, the hearing or the comment period on the ordinance is now open.
I do have a question. Here, one second. It says nj21st.com. I'm not sure who it is. You can take yourself off mute and please identify and go ahead with your question.
Sure. John McGuez, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. I'm going to try and just go to the pertinence ones. I had a bunch of them. I guess, Liza, can I just copy and paste them here for email later?
Sure. Yeah,
What I don't
yeah.
get to. Okay.
Yeah.
My main question is, so a couple of things. Sewage, I'm really concerned about, and I'm curious now that the bid is sort of NJAW didn't come through. Is the overall plan?
John,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We're doing the ordinances first.
I'm sorry, this is not like a BOE meeting, right? So I'm not able to ask questions on just agenda items.
No, but this part is going to be quick. So just follow with me for a sec, right? So we're going to do the amending the township code for the fees. And then we're going to introduce the lead-based paint inspections. So that's going to only take a few.
Oh, I don't care about those.
And then the citizens hearing, and then you can ask about the sewer plant.
I'll wait for the citizens hearing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Are there any questions from the public on ordinance, I should have been clear, 2025-23? Or comments? Okay.
So can I move to close the public hearing on the ordinances being considered for final adoption?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the next ordinance, please. I think it's you, Andy.
Okay. Madam Clerk, if you could read the ordinance, please.
Ordinance 2025-23, amending the township code for the township of Berkeley Heights to amend the fee for food vendors at temporary events.
I move to adopt the ordinance as read by the clerk, please.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes. Madam Clerk, would you please read ordinance 2025-24?
Ordinance amending the township code for the township of Berkeley Heights to amend the fee for lead-based paint inspections.
I move to adopt the ordinances read by the clerk.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
Okay, I move to open the citizens hearing.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
Okay, comments are welcome during the public comment period on any matter which the township has jurisdiction. Before making a comment, all speakers must identify their name and address for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. And with that, I open up the citizen hearing. So this is anything on the agenda or any matter that we have jurisdiction.
Okay, now do you want to go, John? Okay, go ahead.
Hi, sorry about that. John McGuire, Berkeley Heights. So I just want to get a handle on the sewage thing. The American Water didn't come through with what the town had expected. The thing I would like to know is the long-term plan. So there was also sort of this co-op agreement in there, and I'm not making an assumption. I'm just curious: is there sort of this long-term plan to outsource certain parts of the sewage plant long-term? And if so, so if the answer to that is yes, then the question I would have about that is sort of oversight on multiple vendors and that sort of thing, and what that looks like. If the answer to that is no, this is just a, one or two things, then, I think that's fine. The other question I have is on the DEP settlement. And why are you guys paying for that? Why not have the block pay for that? Like, if they made the error, why is the town like hitting the cost? Why don't you guys go after them for that? Bid threshold, I'm opposed to, but whatever. Teamsters. Oh, the other thing is like the no compete, like those came just under, I think, what the requirements were. And I'm curious as to like, I mean, wasn't it close enough to have a competitive process? And wouldn't that benefit the town? Those are my three main questions.
So
And then the rest I'll send in an email or something.
Well, the last subject matter that you were referring to, I didn't hear what it was.
The Neglia, the $89,000 job came, I think, if I'm correct, just under the threshold, or was that incorrect?
So
For
that
competitive bid.
So that is competitive bidding. The threshold is not that high. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but professional services is not subject to competitive, like that kind of procurement process.
But wouldn't it make sense to sort of, I mean, with a price tag like that, wouldn't it make sense to, I mean, my opinion, I'm stating an opinion, wouldn't it make sense to sort of go with a competitive bid, for projects of that size?
So we RFQ at the end of every year. So we get the qualification. So that's the type of procurement process for professional services. The reason why we typically go with Neglia on these types of projects is because they are our township engineer. There's a knowledge there. They help to design certain things. And there is that knowledge, in my opinion, is sorry, I'm coming off of the Spaceball event, invaluable to the township when you're talking about, some of these projects like our roads or some of the other things. Like, for example, our township engineer was dealing with all the flooding and all the assessments that we have to get together if there is any FEMA money. So from my perspective, I think it's invaluable to have the township engineer be the one to be the project manager on these types of projects. So that's that one. To block, that's a legal issue. Whether or not we would sue a vendor, I'm not sure. Scott, if you want to comment on that, I'm assuming Scott is on.
Yes, I can comment. I talked to Scott just
Okay.
before this, so we have Julia on.
And let me just say, I'm very sorry. We did a big event at Town Hall for the baseball team who won back-to-back championships. So I was late getting here, so I'm a little jumbled up. So I apologize for that.
Yes.
Cool.
So yes, we are in discussions about what our options are with the block. So we don't want to say, I've been advised by counsel, we don't want to say too much about that, but that is one option that we are exploring. And also about the outsourcing of some of the wastewater work. And Mayor, you can elaborate on this. This is common. We only have a staff of 5 people plus our director at our wastewater treatment plant. I mean, that plant should probably have double the number of employees. We have to outsource some of this work to get it done. And also in some cases, these companies have equipment that we don't necessarily have to be able to do this job more efficiently. So, we've had many resolutions on throughout the year to help repair and rebuild manhole covers, cleaning part of our collection system, which is essentially all the pipes underground and various things. So that this is not uncommon. We have to in order to get everything done.
So there's I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, John, I think your question is kind of like next steps. What are our plans, right? That was my understanding of your question.
Yeah, so Liza was clear that what's on here now isn't necessarily a sign of anything bigger than that. But if there are next steps, that would be good to hear. Like if there are thoughts as to what the next steps are.
I think we're figuring that out. I think we were a little taken aback that American Water bid the way that they did. It is a large asset and it is valuable. So I think we're still trying to figure out what next steps are. decided to go down this path, and the timelines were tight because we were concerned about the capital outlay for the next budget year. So that all of that we're going to have to figure out. There's going to have to be an adjustment in billing. We hired, I don't know if you saw last meeting, we hired a specialty company to sort of go through these things and better value them. So we are taking this step by step. We don't know exactly what the future is. Are we looking to outsource every part of the plant? Not necessarily, but as Liza referred to, we do outsource things like, for example, the lab technician. We find it very hard to find and retain employees because some of this work is very specialized. So we really are taking it day by day, step by step, and we'll certainly be as transparent as we possibly can about what the plans are for the future. But right now, I think we're considering everything.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John. Okay.
Mayor, I see, does anybody else have a question? You can either put it in the chat or there's a raise your hand function. I don't see anybody else right now.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
Joe Iadanza, 923 Mountain Avenue, Berkeley Heights. Piggybacking on the DEP settlement, what I was reading here is allegedly, there we go. It says here is we have certified sufficient uncommitted funds are available in the amount of $37,500 from an account for sewer DEP permits. How could the permit be used to pay for a settlement agreement?
I'm not looking exactly at what you're looking at, Joe, but I'm going to, and please somebody step in and correct me if I'm reading this incorrectly. But that's probably coming from a line item. When we budget, we do, it sounds ridiculous. And Joe, you may have had some experience with this, but that's sort of a typical thing with DEP is to have a line item for fines. Because let's take yesterday as a perfect example. I personally was driving back from Ohio trying to get through Berkeley Heights when that storm hit. I have never seen anything like it in my life. I saw water springing up in places that I've like in the middle of the roadway, manhole covers being blown off, barely could get through to town, boulders in the middle of Mountain Avenue. So what's going to happen? We've got 2 pump stations that were inundated and couldn't take on that water. And that's while our director did report it immediately to DEP, and you hope that mitigates any kind of fines, they still potentially could fine you. So I think this is coming from the line item where we just budget for fines, just like we budget for snow. It may not be a year where we have snow, but we budget for it every year anyway, anticipating that it may happen. So I think that is correct, Liza, that we're taking the.
Yes, and we also might have various permit fees that we have to pay in any given year to continue to let us discharge and do other activities. But yes, you are correct. A water event such as this, our sewer system in our town is separate from our stormwater system. When we get too much stormwater in our sewer system, it pushes certain amounts of substances in the water to levels that are outside our DEP permit. So whenever we have that, significant weather event can very easily push us out of DEP permit. So as the mayor said, we notify the DEP so that they're aware. So just to elaborate on that, that's where that money comes from in the budget, correct?
I understand when you have an event like this, the outfall is inundated both ways. You have problems with the inflow, you have problems with the outflow. I was just curious about how something that was budgeted for a permit is going to be used to pay a settlement, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
The next question, got a couple of them. With the potential sale of the wastewater treatment, is this the first step in the sense of bargaining with American Water? Does the bid go away completely, or do we negotiate more?
No, the approach that American Water took doesn't permit us to consider the bid any longer. So the sale of the sewer plant, the referendum, et cetera, that no longer will happen.
Okay. Now, I was talking to Angela I used to be able to go on the website and get onto the, I think the FTP, and all of a sudden I use, with the bid. When I used Berkeley Heights and wastewater at 2025, I can't get any more documents anymore. It's been blocked. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, good
I
evening.
think
I
Fran
can
can
speak
answer
to,
that.
yeah, I can speak to that. Fran McManaman, Scotland and Bauman. We serve as utility counsel to the township. That FTP site was hosted by my firm, and that was to be up there and posted during the length of the bid period, which was when the bid first started, was first issued, and then upon the receipt of bids, it was taken down. I think that was about an 8-week period.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Another question.
Go
How
ahead.
does a regular citizen like myself be able to place a resolution on the agenda for discussion and vote?
You can bring a resident really can't bring a resolution and place it on the agenda. What you can do is you can come to a meeting just like this one and speak out during the citizens hearing, just like this period of time, and suggest that we do what it is. I'm not sure what you're asking to do, and see if one of the council people or administration want to take up the mantle of whatever it is you're asking us to do.
For argument's sake, if I recommend term limits for people, executive, council, so on and so forth, is that something that I could bring up, or that has to be brought up by a council member?
I mean, as a citizen, you're talking about it right now, so that's perfectly fine.
Right, but I'm saying is, how do I get it on if I wanted to get that on the agenda, how do I do that?
You could try to make a request through the clerk, but again, a citizen can't put a resolution on the agenda. That's the council or the administration's purview.
Okay, I got you. And I was talking to Angela about I'm ignorant on this, but I was a little interested I know she explained to me it's the law, but Toll Brothers built a multi-million-dollar facility, and I'm reading that snow removal. I was perplexed by that we are, in a sense, taking care of their snow removal. I would have thought that a condo association would have handled that.
We reimburse those who do it privately. We are required to reimburse them if we don't do it ourselves. That's just the law, as Angela noted.
Yes. And my other question was, I don't know how it's done, but does Free Acres have that same asset, or they're a whole different ballgame?
They're a whole different ballgame because they're not a condo association, but we do have agreements with them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good night.
Well, I'm still here.
Okay. Can still have a good night.
Okay, Cyber Gabi, go ahead.
Hi,
Your
good
hand.
evening, everyone. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, I hear that regarding the sewer plant, the bid has been rejected because it did not meet certain thresholds or whatever the criteria was. So are you planning to reopen the bid? Will there be a new bid for the sewer plant, or parts of, I think based on the answer is going in future, you're planning to do it piecemeal, maybe? Is that the way to go about it? So are you planning to reopen the bid for the sewer plant?
No, so not right now. And as I explained to John, this is sort of a day by day, week by week decision. It would be something that wouldn't happen until next year. Again, just all the different timelines, et cetera, et cetera. We're still trying to figure out what the next steps are.
So, but there was a decision made by the council that we are going to go for a bidding process. And I believe there's a referendum question that's going to be on the ballot this year.
No, that's part of what that resolution is tonight. We're rejecting it, and Fran can speak to it from a legal perspective.
So
but we're rejecting the bid, which means it's done, it's dead. I can't tell you if we're going to plan to try to do this again in a year from now. I think that we really have to evaluate the asset, and we have to evaluate the financing. We have to look at the billing. Clearly, we have been under billing for decades. in relation to what is required to maintain the sewer plant properly. That's why I can't give you a, pat answer tonight. I can just tell you we're discussing it and trying to take it day by day, what the best thing is for the residents of Berkeley Heights.
Okay, so there is no, so basically, outsourcing the sewage plant is out at least for the next year.
In the way that you mean that somebody's going to buy the asset, yes. But I just want to be super clear about this. Like, for example, we have a lab technician that we have to outsource to a professional engineering firm because we can't find a lab technician. There are things like that that we have always outsourced. So I just want you to be clear on that. But in terms of selling the asset to a private company and putting that question on the referendum, that is no longer going to happen.
Okay, thank you. Now, when you say you're going to outsource some functions or some parts of the sewage plant maintenance or operations, how are they going to be no bid contracts, or are you how are you going to identify who the service provider will be? Because I believe there is a resolution on the agenda for tonight where you're increasing the limit for no bid contracts. So is that going to be the way, if you look at the number of no bid contracts Berkeley Heights Township awards for various things, for various services, we are at a very extremely high number compared to other townships. So how is the town council planning to choose a service provider for outsourcing? Is it going to be an open, it could be one part of it? Are you going to open it up for multiple people, or is it going to be one service provider?
We're going to follow the law because in some instances it's a competitive bid process for, and we frankly have been doing that. I mean, there are competitive bid processes that happen at the end of every calendar year, and we put those on our reorg agenda as just part of the regular operations. There are contracts that are professional services like wastewater engineer, et cetera, and those we do an RFQ procurement process for that, and then that usually goes on our reorg agenda. So, if a need comes up that we were unaware of, it just truly depends on what the law requires.
Mayor, if I could elaborate, there's a resolution on the agenda to raise the bid threshold because the state just came down and said municipalities can, with a QPA, which the township has, increase their bid threshold. So that's why we're doing that resolution. Also, going through the bid process itself is expensive. So unless we think that the benefits are going to, outweigh the cons or the expense, or if we don't think we can get a cheaper price or a better vendor by going that route and we don't have to, we instead still follow public procurement law and get minimum 2 quotes for a service. So everything we do is following federal procurement law. What we're doing tonight is an intent. It's actually a more elaborate process. Angela can elaborate, but I believe the resolution is to just notify the public of the intent to award a contract, because for national cooperative contracts specifically versus state, you have to first do a resolution notifying of intent before you can actually award. So we are following every often painstakingly slow step that we are supposed to follow in terms of public procurement. And also, there are situations for sewer specifically where in times of emergency or because it's a sewer related function, you can decide to not go the public bidding process altogether according to state law, because it is sewer and those are often emergencies. So we have several options when it comes to sewer, and we really try to do what's best according to the type of vendor we can get who can do the best work and the lowest price, and give us the results that we're looking for. So
thanks for the explanation, Liza. I agree that the state has increased the threshold, but it's not mandatory for. Not every town is going and raising the threshold just because you don't have to. If you want to keep it to the current threshold, you can. And also regarding, sewer services are emergency services, you're getting 2 quotes, but nothing prevents in pursuit of transparency and accountability, asking for multiple quotes, because right now, if you look at it, if you look at the kind of contracts we award, it's to a majority of them go to a certain company, and there are resolutions on tonight's agenda also. So just because the state increased the threshold is not forcing every township in New Jersey to raise the threshold. It is a decision or a choice of the council. And when you say, and I think when the mayor said the bid is off the table, we are going to decide on a day by day or a week by week process. I think we need to have a long-term plan between now to reorg at least. And if it's going to be, we're going to raise the threshold and we're going to award a no bid contract, then that's fine. But I feel like there should be more transparency around this particular operations in the town where we have been seeing a lot of issues. That's my take, but it's up to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai. Appreciate it. Anybody else? I'm going back and forth between windows here.
Let me just see. I don't see any.
All right, then, in that case, seeing no one, I move to close the citizens hearing.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
I move resolution 2025-220, resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the township and the Teamsters Local Union number 469, Department of Public Works for the years 2024 through 2028.
Second.
Any discussion? I think this is an opportune time to thank everyone who was out in the rain and the storm and the flooding last night, in particular, the DPW. These guys literally were out in the rain, putting up barricades, trying to secure things, which was literally impossible. When we're telling our residents to shelter in place, they are going out there and they're helping to keep us safe, along with the fire department, who did 3 water rescues, and of course the police department. And I got home. I was from Ohio. I was there for about 15 minutes and I headed over to the police headquarters, and you really get a sense of the hub and how much, we're involving our CFO. We've got the PD, almost every officer, I think maybe short of a few, every officer came in right away last night. That's, to me, remarkable. They didn't have to, and they did. Of course, all the DPW guys were in. So all of that to say, when you see something like this, you see a contract and you do a lot of back and forth, how appreciated and needed our little town hall family is. So yeah, so happy to get this contract settled.
Second.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Absolutely, yes. I move to adopt the consent agenda consisting of resolutions 2025-221 through 2025-236. These resolutions will be approved by one motion.
Second.
Any discussion? I probably should have done this earlier, but just give me a moment. I did write some notes here about just so going back to the sewer plant bid, if you would just indulge me for a second here, folks. I want to elaborate a little bit on the language of the resolution. We are rejecting the single bid we received for our sewer plant from New Jersey American Water because it was non-compliant in terms of what was included in our bid requirements. So more specifically, the financial commitment that we wanted from a buyer to make certain upgrades wasn't met. So this means that there will be no referendum on this issue, again, on the ballot, and the township will be operating as usual when it comes to the wastewater treatment plant and our collection system. But again, residents should know that we are working on a more financially viable billing system. That's the consultant I mentioned, in which we can better recoup investments being made in our system. Just to let you know, most towns do have separate billing through a sewer utility. The sewer charges our residents have been paying for years have been artificially low compared to the investments that we're making, especially in recent years. So we plan to migrate to a billing system utilized by more municipalities throughout New Jersey in the next few months. Okay, and then I just have one more on the DEP settlement reporting for violations. First of all, I want to thank Alan Kennedy, our Director of Wastewater Treatment, and our operators, our staff, our specialists, our engineers from PS&S and Liza, who literally works on these issues every day. They have all played a vital role in turning the plant around in recent years and getting our equipment and processes in compliance and making the upgrades needed to ensure that we are staying within DEP permits as much as possible. But like many other towns throughout New Jersey, investments in municipal sewer systems were severely lacking for decades, and Berkeley Heights was no different, unfortunately. But the DEP has recognized our commitment to continuing to improve operations in the plant in recent years, as well as improve communication and transparency with the DEP. So for that, we're very grateful. They have also personally recognized Director Kennedy and have made clear that this fine is because, it's so, believe it or not, small because of his leadership and the support by the administration and this council, everybody up there. The DEP they're optimistic about working with us, and we have a renewed partnership with the DEP. So we're trying to work with them hand in hand to further improve our plant so we can provide better service to our residents and ensure that we are staying within the limits of our various DEP permits. So with that, roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illis,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes. Bill, you're up next. Do you have your agenda?
Yeah, I
yet?
have it. I was able to find it.
perfect.
So thank
Okay.
you. Madam Clerk, can you please read ordinance 2025-25?
An ordinance amending the township code to increase the affordable mandatory set aside.
I move that the ordinance as read by the clerk be offered on the first reading, that August 19th, 2025 be set as the day for the public hearing, and that the clerk be directed to advertise the same in the Courier News.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illis,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes. Andy?
Oh, no, it's me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. He closes, sorry.
Susan, you got me worried.
I'm sorry, Andy.
I've got too many screens up.
I know, I have so many screens open.
You
right now.
know, oh, geez, in person's easier.
I'm
Township,
here.
Township Council. Yeah, you are. I was almost there too. I should have done it your way. Manny, you're first up. Sorry.
Okay, for Township Council reports, 2 items. I just want to remind everyone that the 16th, Mount Carmel's having their drone show, and that's going to be from 6 o'clock to 10 p.m. But the roads will be closed from 5 to 11. Please plan accordingly, and I hope to see everyone there. 50/50
Springfield Avenue, right, Manny?
Springfield Avenue, yeah. And 50/50 raffles are still for sale, and that's where most of the money will be coming from for this year's events. And they hope to have the events moved next year to a better location with the fireworks coming back again. As everyone knows, the county took over the park, and there's no place to hold the event. So it will continue, and the procession will still go on. Second item, one of the requirements of joining this town council is being a resident of this wonderful community. That means I, as well as the entire council, were your neighbors, and in many cases, your friends. The last rainstorm devastated homes, roads, businesses, streams, and drains throughout the town. This is not a glib comment. We feel your pain. I want to thank the mayor, the administration, the police, Office of Emergency Management, Fire and Rescue, and the DPW for taking the lead in keeping our community safe and the roads as safe as possible. It's going to be a continuing job to clean out the streams and do our best. And we appreciate your patience, and we're working with you. Thank you.
Well said, Manny. Thank you so much. Margaret.
I want to reiterate what Manny said. It was a really tough night. unfortunately, I wasn't in Berkeley Heights, but my husband was actively bailing out the basement for most of the evening. Twin Falls, had essentially a river running down it, as did Diamond Hill Road. So cars were detouring off of Diamond Hill and then getting stuck on our road as well. So we feel the pain of everybody in town, and I'm just incredibly grateful for our emergency services, the police, the DPW, and all of the residents who helped each other. I was honored to meet with a group of planners for our transit hub planning project earlier. Basically, it's before the rainstorm instead of after the rainstorm. So they took a tour of the downtown area, which is the study area, talked about a variety of topics, and we're excited to see what suggestions they have for building up our capacity for pedestrian, bikes, and events in and around the train station. So more on that as that project continues. I missed the Senior Affairs Committee meeting, but I'm sure Angie has an update on that one. We're looking forward to getting the Complete and Green Streets Committee stood up in the next month, and then we hope to meet the first time in September. So I'll update as we have information. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Margaret. We're looking forward to that committee getting started. Bill?
I just want to reiterate what Manny and Margaret said about our fine people that put themselves in front of danger basically yesterday. It was pretty rough. I was actually at Stop and Shop while I was at Stop and Shop while it all started, and I found it incredibly hard just to get back home. There were logs right on Snyder Avenue that I had to pull over and push over. And in the end, though, it was a huge team effort from DPW to law enforcement to OEM, everyone involved, and I totally appreciate everyone. On a separate note, though, I was told that the Plainfield Humane Society lost everything. I was there just on Friday. The dogs were found in chest deep water in their kennels. So I was asked if anyone here would be able to provide donations, and also if anyone is interested in fostering, that would go a very long way. So if we can help our neighbors out in Plainfield, they had it just as hard. As a matter of fact, there were 2 victims, there were 2 casualties. 2 women actually died in Cedar Brook Park. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of that. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Bill. I will definitely be making a donation.
Thank you.
Andrew?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to join my colleagues in thanking the first responders. But, to highlight a group that's often forgot about during these situations is our 911 telecommunicators. When I was at the county, we would handle, 200 to 300 calls a day. During Ida and during storms like last night, they would see 800 an hour, which is just an incredible pressure for 911 telecommunicators to have that, telephone continuously ringing. I really think it's a group of unsung heroes. I know Chief Ives would agree with me. We both started our career in public safety as 911 operators, and we are uniquely aware of the pressures that they endure during times like that. So my appreciation goes out to them and all the first responders that responded yesterday. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Susan?
I don't know if it's government appropriate, but ditto. I'm not going to go into it again. I'm away, so that I had that perspective of not knowing and not seeing what's going on in my own house. So I want to shout out to my neighbor for going into my basement and checking, because we have to depend on each other. We're a community. I'm going to go back to drains for a second. So if you have a drain in front of your house, once a week, take a peek, because if we keep those drains clean, it helps. I know it seems like our department, our DPW can get around to every drain, but leaves can fall, branches can fall at any time. And I would love to know what it would cost for them to run every day through our town, and your taxes would go up. So if we could all do a little bit of community service and keep the drain in front of your house free of debris, that would really, really help. And again, once a week, take a peek. I'm working on 2 grants right now. I'm working on a mayor's wellness in combination with our veterans to bring yoga to our veterans for some mental health awareness. It's a little tricky because you have to be a 501c3. So I'm trying to figure out how to circumnavigate how to get that grant. The other one I'm working on is Littell Lord, which is due at the end of August. And it seems like a long time away, but I know it's going to pop up really quickly. And we have to just keep piecemeal plodding away at those little grants until we get the project done. So stay safe, everyone. And I think, are we having another storm in Berkeley Heights coming?
Big snake on the calling out the storm.
Go check your drains like now.
That sounds better.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
All right, good advice, Susan. Thank you. And I just need to take a minute and tell Council President Foster that our love is with him. He had a pretty catastrophic flooding in his basement for the 2nd time in a few years, and I can't imagine how frustrated and tired they are dealing with this. So sorry to you. We love you. We're sending our love to you. On to administration reports. So I'm just going to talk about the storm. So in the past day or two, our town has faced historic and devastating flooding as these severe storms swept through our region. And it is unprecedented what happened. Streets were buckling under rushing water. Homes and businesses took on flood damage, and our infrastructure suffered significant impacts. But we are incredibly fortunate and should count all of our blessings that in Berkeley Heights, we had no loss of life. We did not see cars being washed down streets with people trapped inside, as tragically happened in other communities. For that, I am profoundly grateful. But let's be clear, this is and was a serious storm. People in nearby towns, including North Plainfield, experienced catastrophic losses and heartbreaking tragedies, and our hearts go out to them as well. As some may know, Governor Murphy came to Berkeley Heights this morning to survey the damage himself. He was texting me last night. He saw firsthand the destruction to our roads, our culverts, and our bridges. And I want to assure our residents that your township officials are working tirelessly. We will be reaching out to our state and federal partners to pursue every avenue of assistance possible, whether it's funding for rebuilding our roads, repairing our culverts, or restoring our bridges. We will fight for the resources that we need. And please be patient. We are going to have a bulk pickup for the storm debris. If you're cleaning out your basement or garage or something happened, we don't have a date yet. Our DPW director, Joe Graziano, is working on that. Please sign up for Township Alerts. We'll get that information to you as soon as possible. Another PSA, if anyone had sewer backup issues and need certain assistance from organizations like the Red Cross in particular, they're handling sewer backup kits, please call the administration office, and that number is 908-464-2700, extension 2232. In the meantime, we need to do what Berkeley Heights does best, come together as a community. Please check on your elderly neighbors. Help your friends pump water out of their basements. Share a meal. Lend a hand to those who've suffered damage. These are the most helpful, constructive acts that we can engage in at this point. These storms have tested us, but they have not broken us. Let's continue to look out for one another as we recover and rebuild. And just on a quick side note, I'm very excited. The one wonderful thing that happened with the Senior Affairs Committee is that we got an official designation as an age-friendly community, which is going to open us up to 5 years with the resources, an official plan on how older people can age in place and don't have to leave Berkeley Heights. This is really big. I get excited about things like this. So I just got the email today. We're going to have a little event in the future, and hopefully all the council members will be able to participate at that as well. So very happy about that. Liza, your report?
Liza, before you go, I'm sorry, Mayor, I just want to piggyback on two things. The AARP designation will also help us with grants through their grant system. And is that number that you mentioned on our website for the help, the phone number?
Yes, I put it up on the main news
Perfect.
flash
Thank you, Liza.
today. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, let me just mention one other thing that's probably not well known. Last night, as I was sitting in police headquarters, the chief and the captain literally just spontaneously hatched this idea to create a voluntary evacuation center at town hall, had a number that people could call in, had officers ready in our senior citizen van if they had to go pick up families who wanted to voluntarily evacuate and go to safety if that's what they felt they needed to do. That's, to me, that we just have amazing people that work at town hall, and I'm so proud of them. So I just want to mention that too. That was just something that happened literally as they were sitting there trying to figure out how to help people in our community. So sorry, Liza, administration report.
No, that's okay. As sort of segue, my kids now joke that these types of emergencies in Berkeley Heights always happen when I'm on my summer vacation with them. And they're right. As I was on a cruise ship with crappy Wi-Fi, trying to get out emails and township website updates and trying to see pictures that weren't coming through that you guys were sending me. But a huge thank you again to our DPW, wastewater treatment plant employees, police, and everyone else who just mobilized. They knew exactly what to do to take care of business. In fact, many who work for our township actually live here in town. So they left their own homes that were being flooded with water and other things to take care of our community. So as the mayor said, we have just an amazing team that they didn't even need me here. So they're amazing. And in terms of next steps, yes, please follow our website updates. I just posted before this meeting tonight the various infrastructures that will be addressed beginning this week. We already have contractors lined up to repair the most dire needs in terms of sidewalks, bridges. We are actually responsible for quite a few bridges in town, as well as culverts and other road repairs. I will update the website as we have updates at berkeleyheights.gov. Please sign up for website updates, berkeleyheights.gov/signup. Also, in terms of next step for the wastewater treatment plant, the day the bids came in, I was on the phone with our engineers from PS&S and our attorneys and Alan. We are now working on how to address the most urgent priority items from our ongoing and constantly evolving asset management study, and in the wake of the storm, to address what needs to be addressed next. So we are just, it's business as usual in terms of addressing the stormwater seeping into our system and other priority things that have to be done with the plant and the collection system. We're coordinating phase 1 of the Sherman Avenue Peppertown revitalization project. Last minute paperwork we're waiting for from New Jersey Transit. We're hoping that work will begin in July. And also I want to note that on the agenda, council authorized our historical architects Connolly and Hickey to do the next phase of construction documents and design for the Littell Lord restoration. So even though Councilwoman Pogue said all these little grants are chipping away, they're making a big difference. We've gotten a big chunk done, and it's allowing us to get more money to do the next chunk. And we are working on setting up some sort of a system to assist seniors, particularly in the community, if they need help with cleanup. I reached out to the Boy Scouts this evening. My son is a scout, and I will update council on that when we decide on an action plan. We need to figure out how to gauge specific needs for seniors that are out there. But when we figure out that action plan within the next few days, we'll advertise it through the senior email list we have, social media, our website, and robocalls. So those are also in the works as we now, assess the aftermath. That's all. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Liza. Now, Andrew. You're on mute. Andrew, you're on mute. You're that guy again.
Yeah. Promise not to be that guy. I move that the township official report be accepted and approved.
Second.
And discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Zillis,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Did we lose her? We lost her.
She's frozen.
Am I frozen? Am I frozen?
You're back.
Not
You're
anymore.
back.
I have wonky Wi-Fi. Yes.
Okay, we do have an executive session. And it's you, Susan.
Yes, I was just waiting for that line. Okay. Whereas the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-1, expressly provide that a public body may move into executive session and exclude the public from that portion of a meeting at which the public body discusses any of the 9 areas set forth in NJSA 10:4-12B, and whereas the Town Council of the Township of Berkeley Heights has determined it's necessary to move into executive session to discuss the following subjects, all of which are included in the aforesaid exemption. 1, contract negotiations, Nokia. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Town Council of the Township of Berkeley Heights that it does hereby move into executive session pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B to discuss the aforesaid matters, and it is further resolved that the aforesaid discussion shall be made public either at the public meeting following said executive session or at such time that as any litigated or personal matters are concluded, or upon conclusion of any negotiations or related discussions, or as otherwise specified, and it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect pursuant to law.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Kudo,
Yes.
Mrs. Illes,
Yes.
Mr. Machado,
Yes.
Mr. Moran,
Yes.
Mrs. Pogue.
Yes.
Okay, we're now going into executive session. When we return, we will not take any other government action other than to adjourn. Are we staying on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Council, stay on. Everybody else, thank you so much. Hope everybody stayed dry.
Stay safe.
Peace.